test match between Mark Williams and Steve
From
Hoskins.
Beaumont, Texas, 6'1", 40 years of age. He's been out here 18 years with 7 PBA national titles. However, it's been a while since he last won. Cashed in 11 out of 24 events this year. Been a tough year for Williams. Not able to bring it back up, leaving the bucket, Marshall, on the first shot from Mark Williams.
Well, a shot that just did not get up the pocket. The lanes are very, very speed sensitive. So watch the ball go down the lane. You see it's light. There's the 2, the 4, the 5, and the 8. Not only a difficult spare, but as I said, very many. There are lots of ways to miss this, and that's what makes it a difficult spare, Phil.
Amateurs always have trouble on this one. And so does Mark Williams. So he opens the opening match with an open. Steve Hoskins, we watched him last year on the fall tour. He dominated, had a great fall tour, and once again this fall tour, Steve Hoskins, 5'5", 29 years of age, out here for 8 years. What a player.
Well, he's a very, very confident player, and I think it's really Steve's biggest asset is his own belief in his game. And he too comes in line. He's the 1, the 2, and the 10 pin. That's the washout.
Let me ask you, Marshall, the players had a little bit of time out there to practice. There, see Hoskins cashing in 16 to 25 events, but what's going on out there? Either player hitting the pocket?
Well, the lanes are a lot slicker than they have been in past weeks. The PBA is using a different oil this week, actually using less oil, but it reacts as if there's more. That ball is left with the target, and right now, after the first frame, both players with 8 counts, even match. You'll see the ball is just too far to the left. He gets the 2 pin, but you can see that reaction. He's not pleased with that at all.
And really, maybe the first few shots are pumped up a little bit?
Well, certainly, and that can have the effect of having a little too much speed on the ball, not giving the ball a chance to hook back. Take a look at Hoskins' position by round. Very consistent this week.
Able to carry it.
Steve likes this arena format. He wants to get those people charged up and take some of that energy, stick it in his own body.
Williams has won the Tournament of Champions twice. Trying to bring it back. Unable to do so.
Once again, ball coming in light. Mark has to do one of a couple of things, either move a little further to the right, grab the dry boards earlier, or slow the ball speed down. And I think that the key to this week was slower ball speed as he goes after the 2 and 5. He makes it.
Well, he lost to Steve Hoskins, 225 to 207 in match play this week, but really that final game last night, 278, and knocked Randy Peterson out of the show.
What a heartbreak. Randy Peterson was 104 pins ahead of Mark Williams, and when it was all said and done, Randy's 6th and Mark's here, and you got to congratulate Mark Williams for getting it done last night. There he breaks the ice with his first strike in this opening match, and take a look at the way the ball drives through the pocket, gets the 5 pin, not a lot of it, but enough to knock it down.
Hoskins up in the 3rd frame, 7 PBA national titles, 11 regional titles, tossed a 300 game this week, low game for the week, 172. He's averaged 235 on this pair.
Bill, maybe it was nerves early in the match. Hoskins makes a great shot in the 3rd frame and has a nice little 10-pin lead to show for it.
He's really come around the last few years, hasn't he?
Well, he has. It boils down to the belief he has in his own ability. Take a look at his winning percentage on television.
Second only to Danny Wiseman's 707. So Steve Hoskins loves the TV cameras, loves the lights. 4th frame, and a 3-bagger.
Hoskins makes it 3-1.
Hey, Turkey, we're not too far away from Thanksgiving, so Steve Hoskins has the early advantage. He is 20 pins up here in the front. Beautiful Overland Park, Kansas. Mark Williams up in the 4th frame. down by 20.
Yeah, he's working on a strike, so big shot.
Oh dear.
Well, there's that speed change I told you
3,
about.
4,
He
6,
did slow the
7.
ball speed down, but a little bit left of his target, and that cuts right through the heart, leaving a very difficult split. He's got the 3 and the 6 on the right-hand side of the lane, the 4 and the 7 on the left.
Oh, a shot,
Opened in the fourth.
but loses some count, so Williams down. Here's Marshall with Dexter's footwork of the pros. Marshall.
Well, we'll take a look at Mark Williams. Here it is, a very methodical player. Watch the way he sort of sits down through the shot, heel toes it up the line. Really a very solid approach, one that you would try and teach your kids.
That's Dexter's footwork of the pros. Able to shake him loose, get him to go. Williams with a strike in the 5th. He won the 96 Merit mixed doubles with partner Alita Sill. Prior to that, however, his last title was the 1988 TFC. Steve Hoskins looks to make it 4 in a row.
See Steve taking a big breath just before setting himself. Wants to make sure he makes a good shot, gives himself an opportunity to strike.
And he does. Marshall, many players go through a certain routine.
I think it's imperative that all players go through some sort of a pre-shot routine. Gets you ready to play. Watch this ball.
That's unfair.
That's kind of where you want to put it. Look at the determination in his eyes. He's saying that a boy, Steve.
So after an open in the first frame, Hoskins, nothing but strikes.
46-pin lead right now for Hoskins. Just halfway through the opening match.
Oh, stubborn 10 pin.
Well, half 10, came in just a little bit light in the pocket. Messenger tried to come back, but it stopped about halfway there. And Steve right now concentrated on making his spares, finds himself 45 pins ahead, very good shape.
And converts the 10-pin spare. Hoskins won earlier this year the AC Delco Classic in Lakewood. A couple of second-place finishes, Rochester and Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Also a 5th-place finish in Virginia Beach. Mark Williams got to get it going in the 6th.
Oh. Strike.
Well, he found the line this time, Phil. The ball enters the pocket flush. All the pins take care of each other. He drops that deficit from 45 down to 35, and really still in the match. If he could get this strike here in the 7th frame, only 25 pins separating.
Oh,
stubborn
7-pin.
7 pin.
Boy, blew the rack and left the 7-pin standing. Big shot.
Yeah, he made the shot he needed to make, but the 5-pin sort of, it gets hit and then just falls down and lays there. It doesn't continue over into the 7-pin. Unfortunate for Williams.
Williams down by 36 in the opening match of the TFC. Back with more in a minute. Steve Hoskins and Mark Williams. Hoskins up by 36, up in the 7th frame.
And Phil, for Hoskins right now, it's just a matter of filling frames and saving count. The best that Mark Williams can do is 2:11. Hoskins working at a 2:17 pace. And there's the Hoskins family. There's Lisa. There's his son Ryan and daughter Lindsay.
Looking family here to cheer on Daddy. Steve Hoskins right now up by 36. He was the PBA Rookie of the Year a few years back, 1989. Threw a 300 game on television in Rochester. That was back in 97, worth a few extra dollars. And defeated Mark Williams earlier in match play this week.
I was there for that 300 game fill, and it was electrifying. Steve had a great time doing it with the fans. And look at that.
Hoskins
Just
ran
like
into
he's
a
got
problem.
himself in good position. All he needed were just to fill the frames. Now, if he does not pick this up, look at the way the ball cuts right through the heart. There's the 4, the 7, and the 10. And I'm not so sure I would even go for this right now. Maybe just take the 2 pins, save the count. We'll see what Steve has in mind.
Took your advice.
Yeah, but it's got to put new life into Mark Williams. All of a sudden, Mark Williams with a chance to get back into this match.
Williams, two-time TFC winner. Only one player has won this prestigious event 3 times. That Mike Durbin, 72, 82, and 1984. Bringing it back and got it to go. There's his wife.
Debbie, she approves this next shot, the biggest shot of the tournament for Mark Williams. Not only will it give him a chance to win this match, but it puts the pressure back on Steve Hoskins, where a moment ago there was no pressure at all.
Mark has not won a title from that 50 seated spot. In fact, this year no player has won from that 50 seated position. There you see the score. Williams needs it here in the foundation frame.
Good hook.
Mark Williams came up
Ball
light
just never
even at
picked up a
2
roll. Steve Hoskins fortunate, sitting there. He's looking at the scoreboard. I think he understands that he's back in really good shape again.
Interesting, Mark told me before the telecast that there was more oil out there this week, and that's why he did so well, but perhaps his downfall today.
Well, it lends itself to his particular style, because he does like to throw the ball slow and hook it. And it really, there's less oil on the lanes this week. It just plays as if there's more. It's a different kind of oil. Something that I think we're going to see quite a bit of in the future.
Hoskins in the 9th frame.
Hoskins, yeah.
Beautiful looking shot. The winner of this match moves on to take on Mike Miller.
Take a look at that high backswing of Steve Hoskins. What I like about the way he bowls is that he's very, very much committed when he throws the ball. Very much like Walter A. Williams Jr. is not afraid to let the ball go. Good shot or bad shot. He really lets it go with great authority.
Up by 24. And
that's the bucket.
Well, he still needs to get a couple of these pins.
And we beat the
not sure he got that in mind.
Well, he certainly didn't. If he were to get 9 pins here on this particular shot, that would give him 193. The best Mark Williams could do is 191. If he gets 8, there could be a tie, but
that's a winner.
And there's his little girl. There's Lindsay. She says that way to go, Daddy.
Not quite a strike, but a big spare in the 10th frame. Strike here, Hoskins. 205.
And an important shot. In the last few shots, Steve has not been wired in, especially on this left-hand lane. He needs to get himself ready for Mike Miller.
204.
204 is enough.
Steve Hoskins. We're at Incredibowl in Overland Park, Kansas, site of this year's Brunswick World Tournament of Champions. Now a word from the Professional Bowlers Association.
Like and subscribe.